Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Now today's video is my top 5 Netflix series that I really love watching and I would highly recommend watching. Even though we are on kind of our budgeting journey, Netflix is one thing that we won't compromise on, because there's so much on there that we really love watching that we think is worth paying the $6.99 for the Netflix. So instead of just rumbling on, I'm going to get straight in. Okay guys, number 1, the first series is Sons of Anarchy. Now I never watched this before, but I got with my partner Nick and he watched Sons of Anarchy about 4 or 5 times. We started watching it and it's literally one of those series that you cannot stop watching. You've just got to watch it. There's so many different storylines. It's just an amazing series, and I just absolutely love it. It wasn't something that I originally thought I would enjoy watching, because for me, bikers, that's not kind of my cup of tea, but I think the more you watch the series, the more you get into the episodes and everything, you find that it's a deeper storyline other than just bikers. There is a more in-depth kind of story in there, which is why I think I've fallen in love with the series and continue to watch it. We are literally just coming up onto the final series now. I'm going to be devastated when it does finish. I will admit that. It's like, oh my god, what am I going to do? But I'm absolutely loving Sons of Anarchy. Second one is Z Nation. Now, Z Nation is zombie apocalypse kind of thing. Again, I'm not really kind of into that, but I fell in love with it. I'm going to be doing another one talking about Now TV series, and I was watching Walking Dead, and that's why it came up on Netflix with Z Nations, and I just thought, let's watch it. Again, Z Nation is amazing. As soon as I started watching it, I literally watched like 2 seasons in like 2 nights. I literally just kept on watching it and I just love the whole storyline, the plot, the twist. You get to know each character you get to know them, you get to know what they like, their dislikes, what makes them tick, just everything. And it tells you backstory from before it happened to during, and then obviously at the end of it, it tells you. It's really just, I just love it. I'm just so gutted that the Z Nation's finished now. It's like, what do I watch now? So the third one is a relatively new series on Netflix. It's literally, I believe it's just the 1 season, but it's Tiger King. Now, I've seen it advertised on Netflix for about 3 weeks and I was like, no. And one day I was watching Netflix and I couldn't find anything to watch, and Tiger King popped up and I was like, okay, let's give it a whirl. And oh my god, let's just say that's all I can say about Tiger King is, oh my god, it was amazing. You learn about the start, how they started doing the Tiger King and everything, and you follow them through their journey through the zoo, the cat sanctuary, also their food, and it's just really interesting. It's just amazing. I really enjoyed it. There's 7 episodes and then there's kind of like a trailer or something as the 8th episode, but I really enjoy it. I've got a gut feeling they'll probably do another series, but obviously it's still quite out there at the minute in America. It's still happening, the trial's happening and everything, so I got a funny feeling probably when that finishes we may have another series, which I will be really excited to watch. It's one of those that I couldn't stop. I think all the 3 that I've talked about so far has been that I couldn't stop watching. I just had to binge watch it, but that's the joys. So the 4th series I'm absolutely loving is Peaky Blinders, or Blinders. again, I've seen it advertised so many times on Netflix. I read the intro, I kind of tried to look into it. I know that so many people's hyping it, and at first it just didn't look like my cup of tea. I was like, no, I'm not gonna get on with this. I'm not gonna enjoy watching it. Just no. But Nick works nights, so on my own at night, I was like, okay, let's just chuck this on, and I kind of did. The first couple of episodes, it was quite hard to follow. I didn't really get into it, and I think on the second episode I was actually contemplating like not watching it anymore, because I just obviously didn't think it was for me. But then after, I think it was the 4th or 5th episode, it started getting more into the storyline. You started to understand it, and I started to get right into it, which is why I then continued to watch it. And it's one of those that is kind of like a hit and a miss. It's like Marmite to me, if that makes sense. I was kind of tossing and turning about watching it or not. But I'm really glad I did start watching it. It's really good. I'm only like halfway through, I think it's season 3, so it's still technically a relatively new season, series of watching, but I'm just really enjoying it and I'm absolutely loving it. Now, my final series that I'm into is Cold Files. I love watching a lot of crime documentaries, crime series. My mother-in-law was actually the one that told me about this series. I hadn't even seen it advertised on Netflix. And she's like, have you seen Cold Case? And I was like, Cold Case, Cold Files? I was like, no, I haven't really seen it. And yeah, so she told me what it was. I researched it, and it basically tells you they mainly deal with crimes that's been unsolved, so cold cases, obviously. It's quite interesting to see kind of how they solve crimes in the 1970s, 60s to now. It's amazing, obviously, how much difference the time makes with technologies and different testings. It's just amazing. Some of the stories on there is really upsetting, especially when you see about kids murdered, being raped. It is really upsetting, but I think the more you watch it, the more you kind of get into it, because you want to see the killers get caught, and you feel anger. The same as the families, even though you've never met them, you feel exactly the same as the family. You're like, how can you not solve it? It's a really interesting documentary. If you like crime, it's a really interesting kind of scenario to play. But yeah, so those are my 5 series that I'm absolutely loving at the moment. Z Nation has been completed. The rest I'm kind of halfway through or nearly finished, but I absolutely love them. They are so good. I'm just really loving it. So I hope you enjoyed, and if it gives you kind of give you ideas of different series to watch, then I'm so glad. If you've got any series that you've watched and you recommend me viewing, then leave it down below in the comments box, and I will definitely try and watch them. I think my problem is that if I don't kind of like the look of a series or the first episode, I don't get really kind of enthralled by it. I kind of like, nah, this series ain't for me. I think that's my downside, is I don't give it enough time to get into it. But if you got any recommendations, like I say, leave it down below, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.